That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today.
Okay, I don't know.
Whatever it is, it's not right on the teleprompter.
There it is. We are going to do Sting, yeah.
There's no words there. To play us out. What does that mean? To play us out. To end the show?
Yeah.
All right, go.
In 5, 4, 3.
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. And we'll leave you with, I can't do it. We'll do it live.
No.
We'll do it live. F it. Do it live. I'll write it, and we'll do it live. Thing sucks.
In 5, 4, 3.
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. I'm Bill O'Reilly. Thanks for watching. We'll leave you with Sting and a cut off his new album. Take it away.
Sorry.
Hey, where's Stewie?
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today.
Sorry.
Hey, where's Stewie?
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. Okay, I don't know. Whatever it is, it's not right on the teleprompter.
There it is. We are going to do Sting, yeah.
There's no words there. To play us out. What does that mean, to play us out? To end the show?
Yeah.
All right, go.
In 5, 4, 3.
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today, and we'll leave you with I can't do it. We'll do it live. We'll do it live! Fuck it! Do it live! I'll write it, and we'll do it live! Fucking thing sucks!
In 5, 4, 3.
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. I'm Stewie Griffin. Thanks for watching. We'll leave you with Sting and a cut off his new album. Take it away.
Good morning, everybody. I haven't... Oh, Mr. Hattie, you're not going to like my answers. I haven't talked to Ham yet this morning, but yeah, I feel fresh. I feel lively. A little bit tired. It was kind of a long weekend, and I just was on Junk Savvy's Space Call listening, and I got to tell you, those guys do great work. She's got a whole team there, and I always learn something from her. But one of the guests, I forget which one, said, might have been Jana, said that this will be our third Christmas spent regarding Nexbridge / MMTLP, MMAT. It's a lot of time. And that gets me thinking about how should we handle stories like GTI, CRTD, fingered motion even. Trying to think of any others during that time frame. I mean, the granddaddies were GME and AMC. They happened beforehand. And then we had the pretenders come in and just take money out of the market, COSM and GNS, just complete pretenders, pieces of forgettable nightmare. But I think I've learned a lot. I don't know if you have, but I've learned a lot about what we're up against. And I think the biggest thing is they, and I think the they are the enormous funds in this country. It could be, we can't know for sure, but it could be Cohen, Griffin, Fink, all those funds. Because it's $1 trillion annual issue. And they can't afford to have it see the light of day. Everyone loves XRP. Making up I'm glad you're making money. I don't feel qualified to give advice one way or the other, but I think in general, and it could go a lot further up, but in general, this infatuation with all things crypto, because Trump got elected, it smacks of a run-up that is going to end in tears, and it's going to end in a massive push down to take your money. And you've seen it on a small scale with a GME, a huge scale with COSM or CRTD or GNS. It just happens over and over and over again, and we get caught up in it each time. Now, I personally like the story of XRP, but if I'm hearing you, that's nearly tripled in a short period of time. Well, nothing triples without giving up the ghost at least once. The other thing is, in a mania where the public joins in, the pros, Wall Street, will come up with a way of cramming us down. And I'm not smart enough to figure out how they're going to do it in crypto. But I would imagine there will be a flood of new coins coming out, and then a lot of money going to those, and 5 or 10% survive. Something like that. But by the way, I'm not saying don't do the trade, because it's not over with yet. I'm just, be on high alert. Be on high alert. And I promise that I'll get more. I used to follow this guy for a couple of years, 2.5 years, and I'll try to study it more so that my thoughts are grounded in information rather than in just gut instinct. Hey, Tom. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. At 1 o'clock, I'll call him. Let me just look at some of these stocks. I really need to get my eye done. I'm actually essentially blind out of that eye now. I have to go. So if I misread or misquote, it's just my eyesight is off. All right, so Nixie's up 16 cents at 270. I bought a tiny bit this morning just to say I did at 260. So, as you know, I have a small position in that. But I think that's the best year-end trade. ZJYL is down 7 cents at 83 cents, 84 cents. This next trip, NTRP, next trip, is down 14 cents at 367. MLSS is down 5 cents to 94 cents. Ham had his chance to get out at 102. Finger is down a penny but it's above $2, 202 to 203. I haven't seen any news announced, so I don't know what's going along there along those lines. Sexy Nixie 270, 264, 271, high 270. That's a wide spread. Senator Craig, was it, with the wide spread? RLAIF 26 cents. T-low up 25 cents, 423. Low, pretty strong volume. So T-low hits a new high. DJT down 6 cents, 31.55. Oh, I didn't do GDC. GDC down 21 cents, 240. So that's where we are. And next is the picks. Is finger in the buy the rumor phase. I don't know. I don't really know. The only place I heard the rumor was here live the other day. I don't know what the rumor is. Yeah, I mean, if you feel the rumor is strong enough to get people excited, yeah, you can buy the rumor, but I'm not convinced that finger's in that kind of game. Now, if they do come out with game-changing news, which is possible, I have no information. I think it's more likely that will catch the people who were selling by surprise, and you'll see the stock run up on unexpectedly strong, powerful, positive news. That hasn't worked, though, in the past yet. So, no, I don't think you have to buy the rumor. It's possible, though. How's that for a two-sided answer? If our broker goes insolvent, well, Gerald, that is a huge thing to be aware of. When you have a bank account or a brokerage account, everything you sign gives them power. There was a company run by John Corzine. I think it was called MFS. There's also a mutual fund out there that has a similar name, so I might be confusing the two. But whatever was the name of his company, he blew it up. He went out as if he were still Goldman Sachs, and he levered up. It's a silly word. It's not a word, but he traded currencies, as I recall, or interest rates, but he did it on a huge scale, and he basically blew up the firm. People's accounts in that firm got he took, which he should be in jail, but he's a Democrat. You know, Democrats don't do anything wrong. He took those assets to cover the margin calls in the trading account. I'm giving a very cartoonish description of what happened. And so it came over. You didn't have access to your assets. And then your only resort is lawsuits. Eventually, and I'd say it took over a year, eventually the assets were recovered. But you want to be really careful where you keep your accounts. So let's bring it to one of my favorite trades is silver. Well, if you buy silver in ETFs or gold in ETFs, often, if not always, the ETF is using paper. It's not real. So if there's a collapse in the financial system, there's a run on gold or silver, you're going to find out that your ETFs don't really have any value or very little value. They will trade until that happens. So they're a trading vehicle, no question about that. But there's something to be careful of. So then what do I tell you? I tell you my favorite is the Sprott Physical Silver Trust. He has a Sprott Physical Gold Trust. He has a Sprott, I think it's a physical gold and silver trust, but it might be the miners as I'm talking to you. He has a platinum or palladium trust, but it's all physical. In other words, he buys the silver. I showed you, he publishes the list of the bars he owns. Those assets are segregated. They're held separately. So his trust is real. But then, Gerald, what happens is, well, what if you buy it at, I don't know, Merrill Lynch, and Merrill Lynch goes upside down, Bank of America goes upside down, and they just seize people's accounts to try, because they're going to save their own rear ends first. Well, then you have a situation where those assets belong to you, but right when you need them, you have no access, and they've taken them to cover a margin or whatever the heck, and you have to get a lawyer. So it's, in a financial collapse, it's not going to be pretty, and that's why certain things you can do at home, like small bills, have a envelope full of small, 5, 10s, and 20s. Coins, silver coins, just have a lot of water, and anyway, you can make the list. That'll get you through the days where the markets are closed, and it could go on for weeks, months, or longer. But it's a very good question. If your broker goes insolvent, what happens with your assets? My guess is if it's the only brokerage firm that goes insolvent, it'll be taken over by another one and you'll be fine. But if it's one of many, it could be a problem. Will the finger dividends cause a squeeze? I mean, that's the idea behind it. I think Fidelity and Wells Fargo both got caught in, let's call it, counterfeit or delayed settlement situations. And I think it would be hard for those two firms to argue that this was the first time they saw such a thing as a dividend or a warrant as a dividend, causing a pressure on settlement. So they could, like others have, just give you an IOU in your account. But if it ever goes to court, I think it'll be very hard for them to argue that they didn't know they were committing fraud. But the brokerage firms are not going to allow the dividend to cause a squeeze without fighting it. And it'll be a back and forth. And it could cause a squeeze, but it could be a back and forth too. GME, I know I did say last week, why don't you switch from GME to DJT? I think you could still do that, possibly, but I can't obviously give specific advice. All right, I'll reach out to him in 6 minutes. Yeah, PSLV is a good one. It's a good one. And what would be great is if we could find a brokerage firm who would allow you, there'd have to be a minimal fee probably, but would allow you to hold your shares in safekeeping, and then you would never have the risk of, well, never is a big word, but mostly you wouldn't have the risk of your firm going bankrupt. Okay, here's Sprott Asset Management's ETFs. Critical materials, uranium, junior uranium, copper, junior copper, lithium, nickel. They have the gold miners ETF. Let me just see if I can get a better list of their ETFs. Here we go, ETFs list. So they have the Sprott Gold Miners ETF, Sprott Junior Miners ETF, uranium, copper, critical, junior copper, junior uranium, lithium, and nickel. So I guess it's their trust. Let's do that. Okay. Here's their physical. They have the Physical Gold Trust, PHYS, Physical Silver Trust, and there it is, the CEF, the Physical Gold and Silver. That's the one I was talking about. So it's actually gold and silver, physical gold and silver. It's not a miners. And then they have a platinum and palladium trust, which is physical. So it's Sprott Physical Gold Trust, Sprott Physical Silver Trust, that's my favorite, Sprott Physical Gold and Silver Trust, and the Sprott Physical Platinum and Palladium Trust. Fully allocated, unencumbered precious metals held at the Royal Canadian Mint. little shady. Two good-looking guys. You need two of them in the world. I wouldn't touch that. They're going to be shorted to oblivion. But whatever. That's interesting. I didn't know that. Or he loses the pardon. Will Democrats ever notice that they are the ones above the law? Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense that it was a ruse. Look, if you're buying gold or silver for daily headlines or for some sort of back and forth between Trump and the BRICS system, you should. Those are the wrong reasons, in my opinion, to be in it. I'm trying to think where I can get something I can read to you on that. Anyway, if you think the reason gold is going up is because of the BRICS and that tariffs are going to keep that from happening, you're only looking at a small part of the story. If you want to keep believing that the dollar is going to be strong and it's going to be the currency which used to be called as good as gold, but it's going to be the currency that's going to keep your financial world alive, that's fine. But gold is I can't remember any of the numbers of how much gold is produced or not produced in the world, but gold is a big part of central banks' holdings now. And my point to you is you should try to be your own central bank. According to Jim Rickards, in order to stabilize the US financial system, gold needs to be repriced based on the size of our monetary base. And if you did it at 40%, I'm trying to remember it, but I think you're looking at $28,000 gold. I'll see if I can find an interview that's short so you can hear it. But that has nothing to do with Trump's statements or BRICS. And it's not the reason to be in or out of gold. If you're buying gold to trade it, maybe. If you just want to get in it at 2,600, sell it at 2,700, that's up to you. But I think the reason you're in gold is it goes up 10x one morning. Lou loved XRP and pushed it hard. Yeah, I know he did. He really did like it. And I think he was ahead of his time with that. It is a shame he's not here to enjoy it. But hopefully many of the people that listen to him are enjoying it, and that's his legacy. Commodities are for wealth preservation, but there will be a period yes, that's a true statement. But there'll also be a period where commodities, I think, will increase your wealth before the dollar or fiat currency becomes first worth less and then becomes worthless. Yeah, MMAT is bankrupt. It's out of business, worthless. There was a lot of discussion on the call of making your filing with the court to potentially participate in a class action. I think it was a class action lawsuit. But MMAT, I believe any of the good assets will be sold at auction, and they'll go to China or they'll go to someone else. This is your criminal financial markets at work. And the tragedy, for example, is their battery technology. Whoever solves batteries is going to be wealthy. I won't say when. I'll say if it squeezes. Yeah, you would see great volatility in the bid and ask, and you could see wide spreads. But you could even see the ask below the bid at times. If it squeezes and gets frenetic, it's going to be completely confusing what you see. That's why having orders in beforehand are the best way of getting them executed. When it goes into what they call a fast market, they'll come back to you and you say, oh, it never traded there. And you're going to ask for time and sales and they won't have it. And it just becomes a nightmare. Best thing is to have your orders in beforehand. Yeah, COSM was a bad. Does anyone believe? Well, let me see if I can find that. Because I think that's an interesting story. So here's the story. China, well, let's see what this says. A lot of advertisements. I guess that's not going to give us, it's not going to let us see that advertisement. Well, there's an ad loading, I see. So let's turn this volume. Lots of advertisements.
And connect it to a world that needs it.
Okay, here it goes. I don't know why there's no volume. Well, anyway. There's no volume, so let's go down here. China is claiming to have unearthed the largest gold deposit in the world, estimated to be worth more than 80 billion. More than 1,000 tons of gold reserve allegedly discovered 12 miles beneath the surface in China's Pingyang County, worth 83 billion. Well, how long do you think it takes to get all of that out of there? And how expensive do you think it'll be to go down into the ground 12 miles? So if you take 1,000 tons of gold and you divide it by 32,000 ounces, or sorry, you multiply it.
The world needs more energy, not less. TC Energy is part of the solution. We move and store North American energy. So
the advertisement works, but not the story. So it's 32,000 ounces of gold. And I just want to put in for you guys who invested in the small gold company, which I still can't talk because I can talk about it a little bit. Money still hasn't arrived to fully fund the offering. At just 200 feet, not 12 miles, 200 feet, sonic drill holes that were done by third party in 2 zones. If the production is able, the pilot plant is able to confirm production at 0.2 ounces or more per ton, they have 33 million ounces of gold in Nevada. Where would you rather be? It's not guaranteed yet, but that's why it's an exciting project. Why do I think XRP will drop? I don't claim to have. I don't claim to have any information. It may be that XRP is going to go to some super high number, and it'll never come back down. It won't be volatile, and it won't drop. I don't know. There's no question that what you've been told is correct. Will it displace the SWIFT system? That's the idea. Will it be able to handle the volumes? That's the idea. So maybe it just goes straight up. Maybe you've uncovered the single greatest investment idea since Bitcoin, and it goes from $3 to 30,000, and it doesn't stop. I don't know. China claims the crap. Yeah, it's not like our claims, our worldwide claims. Maybe you guys could all be right. You could all be right. You guys could all be right. I don't have any insight on it. I'm just cautioning that when everybody's talking about something, everybody's investing, and it goes up hundreds of percent, you might you might find a swift kick in the butt coming in the form of at least a short-term correction. That's all I'm saying. Jack, number one, news probably doesn't always move stocks. Number two, if I knew news, and it somehow I got access to news before it was released under Reg FD, I wouldn't be able to talk about it, because then I would be spreading news without making sure it was in a public filing, and that's, you can get in trouble for that. I don't know of any news in Nixie. I will call to your attention, and I'll do it right now. Nixie is at 265. If you come down, it takes, I know it takes a little bit of effort, but if you come down to their news stories, which aren't populating, let's just give it a second to populate. Look at the S&P at 6,000. Look at NASDAQ at 19. Crude. Well, that's not populating. Let me spin it. Okay. Last month, Nixie put out a news story. Here it is. You can find it on Yahoo. Dated November 1, so literally a month ago. An update on its LOI of acquiring Just Got to Have It. The LOI aligns with Nixie's strategic focus on acquiring businesses positioned to benefit from digital transformation. The wholesale gifts industry currently relies on outdated sales technology, including a 30-year-old sales application tool. This acquisition, the Just Got to Have It, represents an opportunity for Nixie to enhance efficiency and growth potential in the gifts sector through technology-driven improvements. A market size, the market of wholesale gifts of $25 billion. The wholesale gifts market represents opportunities for modernization and efficiency gains. Through this planned acquisition, Nixie aims to introduce a next generation order management system, an automated platform, online marketplace, and other processes. Streamline, improve customer engagement. 2024 revenue is expected at 10 million, with 4 million in gross profit. That's this year. So they anticipate the closing of this acquisition in January. And then they announced their spinoff. Nixie's growth plan, 3-year plan, targeting enterprise value exceeding 1 billion. I've made it clear that my opinion is one of two things could happen here. That could happen more quickly than people expect, because as you're talking to companies, there's no reason to wait 36 months. It could happen very quickly. or if the market is convinced that this will happen, the market can discount. They can bring forward that value to the share price much more quickly than 3 years out. So they're focusing where AI can help. They're focusing on companies with gross profit margins of 40% or higher. And they're leveraging the Radix AI platform. So that's it. It's not really news, but I think this week will let's see where the stock's trading. 265, 268. I believe, Jack, this week provides the last opportunity to buy Nixie in. My investment thesis on Nixie, a lot of stocks have upside, but you're buying Nixie in its support. If you pay 260, 250, 270, it's right in its support. So could it go lower? Sure. But odds are it's already shown twice it wants to break out of here recently. I think the third time it does. So your downside risk is, at least theoretically, somewhat limited in return for, I think, upside of just looking at this chart, $10, $12, then sort of $20 range, $30 range, $40 range, $60 to $80 range. And I don't know, could it go to 140? I don't know about that. But anyway, that's what I think is out there for Nix. By the time there's news that changes the price, you won't be able to buy it at 260 anymore. So if you're waiting for news before you buy it, that's one strategy. It might work, but I don't think it'll work in this case. RippleNet. Well, maybe RippleNet's the next best thing since Venmo or Zelle or PayPal, or, I don't know. All I know is everyone's talking about this now. I don't know why people. The one thing about Lou, he was talking about it back when no one was, or few were. And that's when you accumulate. But if you want to chase a stock going up, this could be the one that works. It could be this is the right one to chase. I know nothing about it. Speaking of crap, don't forget CRTD. I think CRTD is crap. I don't think CAUD is crap. I don't think Logic is crap, but obviously Middle Ground does. Let's just look at some charts. Let's start with CRTD. And let's look at CRTD from a 3-year standpoint. And this is CRTD. See what we can draw into it. This was this move that we all experienced. Let me see if I can put events on this chart. I don't know how to put events on here, but he did a 500, 1 for 500 split. So CRTD has gone from, it looks like almost $1,000 down to 72 cents. And I do think that the gentleman here, middle ground, speaks correctly. CRTD, I think, is crap. All right, let's look at, let's look quickly at DL. No, that's not going to work. Let's look at collective audience. All right, let's take this out. Collective audience. Aubrey Advisors and Shadron Financial Advisors sponsored a SPAC here, and provided toxic financing. They intentionally, in my opinion, dragged their feet on SEC questions. They raised $5 million in capital for the lawyers and for the financial wizards, and left collective audience with no money, and left Logic with no money. I think it was criminal on the part of Aubrey Advisors and Shadron. But after months of trading at $10 to $11, the stock spiked upwards. And then somebody, I think it was at Aubrey Advisors or their client Polar, called in, or somebody related to them, called in to FINRA or NASDAQ and said, hey, there's not enough shares. So the stock stopped trading. It was just 24 hours. This is an example of the incompetence at Aubrey Advisors to not think ahead and make sure that the staff was aware that within 24 hours there'd be plenty of shares. Why? Because they wanted to steal $100 million out of the market. That's my opinion, my judgment. So the stock immediately traded downward, 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 downward. And I predicted that. There's a guy that works on used to work on the American Stock Exchange. Oh, no. There's systems in place. That's not going to happen. All you got to do is get the algorithms to turn positive. He doesn't have a clue what he's talking about. Why? Because what he's talking about is a bygone era. There used to be regulations which were enforced. There are none anymore. So anyway, the criminals violating the rules, ignoring any threat of getting caught, sold stock that didn't exist, and they climactically got it down to lows here. I can't read it, but probably a dime a share. When NASDAQ, again, this is to the menu of cheating, NASDAQ said, hey, you're under $1, we're going to delist you. And Aubrey Advisors was licking its chops. Wow, we just made $150 million, or whatever the total haul heist was. Well, the CEO of Collective Audience said, screw that. We'll just leave NASDAQ. And the stock rallied above $1. It is true it's back down. You've got tax loss selling. You've got the fact that Aubrey Advisors and Shadron are criminal or incompetent. And CEOs would be well advised to avoid Chadron Financial and Aubrey Advisors. But I actually think Collective Audience, despite the fact that this was a disastrous financing, this was intentional theft, I think what Collective Audience has is a CEO who does listen. He really likes Aubrey Advisors. Two of those criminals are on the board, my opinion. Two of those criminals are on the board of Collective Audience. Why? To protect the heist. But the CEO thinks they're good guys. I don't. But he's put a good team together, and I think Collective Audience does have a chance of recovery. All right. And by that, I would target $2 next year. Okay, here's another one that the gentleman says is crap. Here is where Aubrey Advisors and Chadron got involved. The gentleman on the American Stock Exchange says, hey, there's systems in place. It's just a real short, selling because it's a shell. Well, there's apologists out there like the gentleman that think this is all perfectly normal because logic is crap. Well, I actually think if you read the news, Logic is putting together a $1 billion company. But what happened here is that Polar, the hedge fund, Aubrey Advisors, and Chadron, their clients just shorted the heck out of this, selling stock that doesn't exist. Why? Because in the US stock markets, particularly for stocks under $5, there is no settlement, there's no enforcement, and the selling is done without fear of stock which doesn't exist, is never intended to be delivered, is not borrowed. And so Aubrey raised $5 million and left Logic with zero money. So Logic lost the deal, one of the deals they were going to reverse into, or it got delayed. As everyone worked on Collective Audience and the stock was crushed, and that's through the November, December period, Logic ran into the first quarter of 24. Now they were no longer a clean shell. So they had to finance getting their numbers for the fourth quarter and for the whole year. They did that. They had to sell more shares. And look where the stock went down. And they've had to do this all along. They've announced 2 final deals, which you can look up yourself. The stock is trading at 0.015, 0.016. I think this, see this gap here? Let me annotate. You see this gap right here? This based on projections, which have already been announced, I think has a target of 50 cents next year in value. Now, there's a lot of risk in terms of how many shares, Polar's not going to give up, all of that. So the trade, as I see it, is from 0.016 to, call this 16 cents. 10x. That's the trade. Getting out before it gets here, getting out in this range. That's Logic. Now let's see if XRP has a chart. All right, XRP. Okay, so the gentleman here, I forget his name, and I'm sure he's completely on your side. Let's see if we can do a 5-year chart. He's telling you that you got to stay away from crap and go into good things like XRP. So XRP, he told you, obviously, he came on this board and told you in October that you should buy XRP at 50 cents. He was telling you that. I actually can see here a pretty good case that XRP was breaking out and did break out. Now, so this gentleman is telling you that you should be getting into XRP here at 270 because it's not crap. It's great. He didn't tell you to buy it while XRP was being ignored and was under pressure and looked like shite. He's only telling you get in it now because it's great. It's not crap. Well, what I'm telling you, and this might be the first stock ever to go up like a rocket ship and just keep going. XRP went from 50 cents to 270, and it might, because it's not crap, it might go to $5 and then to $50 and never correct. I would tell you to be careful. It's much more likely to have, it may not be here. It may not be here. It may be from $5, but it's going to have a correction at some point. And that would be a better time to buy it than chasing it. But this guy, Middle Ground, didn't tell you to buy XRP in here because it didn't look good. It looked like crap. Well, now it's up. He thinks it's a good thing to buy. Well, that's a point. I didn't know XRP has been out there for 12 years. It could be just waking up. I don't subscribe to this chart service, so I can't go back 12 years. It'd be interesting to see the chart. That's a valid point, Stony Ground. You haven't said that, but you said other stocks that are under pressure are crap. I don't know what you base it on, just because the stock price is down. Solid fundamentals protects you. That makes sense. I'm not going to read all these because I know that Middle Ground has a lot of other work to do. But last month, Logic acquires Evimate, a new era in medical device innovation. Finalizes acquisition of Med Labs, $100 million valuation. Signs letter of intent. And then you can read that they have 7 deals in place. Collective audience. Record pro forma revenue. 2025 growth outlook. You can look at it. I don't want to take the time. Look at the team they're building. AI powered. Attending conferences, etc. This is a company who is building the fundamental story. But so I agree with you. I agree with you. Solid fundamentals protects you. All right, guys, XRP is the thing to buy. It's 270. Just buy it. Keep buying. Keep buying. Don't listen to any negativity or caution from me. It's the best thing. You can use it. It can be done in healthcare, commercial real estate, housing, gold, commodities, derivative. It can all be tokenized on XRP. And it's wonderful. XRP is wonderful. Count me in. I'm going to sell everything I have and buy XRP. Ham belittled me last week for selling that at 171. What does he have to say now? I don't remember him belittling you, but that's a great trade. That's a great trade. You guys have convinced me. XRP's the one to buy. Sell everything else. Stay away from companies who are trying to build fundamentals because they don't have good fundamentals. Just buy XRP. Pile in, pile in. It's the best. It's waking up, and it's been a 12-year. You guys got me. You guys got me. So don't listen to me on logic as a trade. Don't listen to me on collective audience. Don't listen to me on Nixie. XRP's the place to be. You got me. It's not required for Ripple. So XRP has the flexibility. You can use it with Ripple or not. So that's another great feature. Middle ground's not telling you to buy it. He's just telling you it's not crap. These other stocks are crap. And I agree, CRTD is crap. So I think you got to jump on XRP. It's going up, and it's going to always go up. And it's time to, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. I take away any concern I have for a stock going straight up. When they go straight up, it's a good sign. Buy into it, hold on to it. Don't take money off the table. Just let it run. It's confirming that you're a genius. So hang on for the ride. I don't know what to tell you. My experiences are not going to help you at all. I do not own XRP. I think it's a good story. Lou loved XRP. It's got to be a great investment. I don't know how to join in on the positives here. I'm not worried that XRP's gone straight up. I think anytime a great story, Trump is president, crypto's back, BRICS are working, 150 banks have signed up. There's nothing that can go wrong with XRP. It's gone from 50 cents to almost $3. It's got to go higher. Please don't be worried about a pullback. This is a stock that's not crap. It's something you got to own forever. Yeah, Lou was prophetic on GTII. He told everyone to sell it and buy COSM. Yeah, 10,000 shares. Wow. I wish I had had the money to buy it. I remember Lou talking about it. It was in the dollar something range. And so it's been a long wait. But Lou made a good argument about it. And I wish I owned it. But I can't own anything. Why am I getting upset? Oh my God. I'm not upset. I just can't wait. I just made a simple comment about crypto and but I take it all back. Let's just get excited about XRP. I don't want to make any comments on crypto. I don't know anything about crypto. And I think XRP is the best thing out there, better than Bitcoin, everything. It's just one of the most amazing things I've ever seen. And anything that can go from 50 cents to $3 is telling you it's waking up. And it probably can go to $5, $50. I just don't want to be. I don't want to be negative on XRP. There's nothing I can say good about it. I think GTII is completely 100% dead. It's not going to go up in a way that can allow you to make money. Maybe a tiny bit, but the lawyers and the receiver who were probably splitting the fees in that stock, I don't know. You got to ask them. I don't care. They apparently have found $10 million in assets for GTII. They've also found shares that, I don't know, they're probably 100 million shares at $1. That's another $100 million worth of shares. Well, the lawyers who were working for free, supposedly, and the receiver, they get 10% of each of those numbers. So, you know, those guys are out there doing their job. They'll be millionaires after this is done, if they can collect the money. What does it translate to you? Well, there'll be fewer shares outstanding. It'll go from 450 million shares outstanding, maybe down to 250 million shares outstanding. It's in receivership, has no assets, and you're going to hang on. Okay, all right, hang on. Hang on to GTII. You can't sell it anyway. Tether is shady bullshit. XRP could be $60,000. Okay. I'm not going to argue. XRP is the best thing to buy. Just buy it. Just keep buying. Don't wait for a correct. Just keep buying. Please. I don't have anything. No, you can't sell. The lawyers are fighting for GTI and deserve to get paid. Well, whatever. Those are public filings. Yeah, you're right. I think middle ground, what you and I are getting against each other here somehow. I think if there's $100 million in assets recovered, 10 million should go to the lawyers and the receiver. That somebody should make money on GTII other than David Reichman. Still waiting on what? All right, guys. Apparently, Middle Ground has not told you to buy XRP at 270. He did point out to you that stocks, which I've suggested to you, other than CRTD, are all crap. Oh, God. Anyway, you can look up the GTI numbers. Thank you, backstage. Thank you for being finished. Only meat is done, a friend of mine tells me. I'm not negative on XRP, but guys, when stocks go straight up, they usually come down, but whatever. I'm sure it's going to go to 50. I'm sure it'll go to 50,000 without a correction. I'm just not. I beat up people who disagree with me. I don't think that's true. XRP was suppressed by Gary Gensler? Possibly. I don't remember him belittling you, but I think it's great you made, and I'm sure he did, I just don't remember it, but it's great that you've made $1 at least. I think that's fantastic. Well, yeah, 40 cents. If I had had the money, I would have gotten in it, but I'm not a Rockefeller. I think it's great. Oh, Ham's called in. All right, I'll put Ham on, and I'm going to remove myself from this.
Battery 100%. Connected to Bill's iPhone. Call ended. Call from Andy.
Hello?
Yes, William. I tried to call you a few times.
All right, I saw that. I didn't see it when it was happening, though. I just saw it while I tried to call you. Everyone here, quite a few people are excited about XRP. So if you can talk
That's
about
fantastic. I'm glad they're making money.
that. Exactly. That's how I see it.
Well, the one thing we both said, that once we get out of this stupid equity market and they push the shorts to cover, why would you invest in the equity market, right? Go buy Bitcoin, go buy one of the 6 zillion coins that no one knows what they're doing, and go have fun and join everybody else. I don't know. I know people who have coins, they don't even know what they do. They're just trading numbers. That's all it is.
Well, it's made a nice move. It's gone from 50 cents to almost $3, and it's tremendous, and it's better than anything out there.
Congratulations. If you own it, congratulations. That's it. I can't advise you. I know nothing about it. That's the way it is. Are you with me, William?
Yeah, I'm here.
Well, let's talk. I do know, and that's what I follow. Naked Shorts. That's what I do. And I know people saying, well, it doesn't work. How come they're not buying the shorts in? How come this? How come that? It's a great question. Why isn't anyone doing it, right? My question for everybody is, who's naked short DJT? Forget about Finger or MULN or whatever stock you want to talk about. Who's short DJT? You have the President of the United States. You have the head of the FBI as a board of director. Did you know that, William? Cash Patel is a board of director of DJT. Then you have the Attorney General, Pam Bondi, who owns north of 100,000 shares of DJT. You have Devin Nunes, who's on the Intel Committee, who's the CEO of DJT, and you have the President of the United States. Tell me who is short that stock. It has to be a foreign government. It has to be someone offshore, because you have to be criminally insane to be short that stock. And the more they fuck around with DJT, the better it is for people like us in finger motion. That's how I see it. If you don't think that, if you think you think Donald Trump is gonna allow these people to continue, I posted before, William, the head of the SEC should be Warren Kitty, because all he has to do is enforce stock settlement. That's it, nothing else to do, right? People get caught trading, insider trading, your information always shows up. All the bad guys that do all that sort of crazy stuff that always get caught with the SEC, nothing changes there. The only thing that needs to be enforced is stock settlement. And I don't know why no one's ever doing it, but we have to wait for President Trump to come out and say something on who his SEC commissioner is going to be, or chairman, and see what they're going to do. He's done a great job helping everybody in crypto, right? We're going to be a crypto country. Well, those crypto coins have all taken off now, good, bad, and different. Now everyone wants to play them. Just imagine what he's going to say when they say we're going to force stock settlement. What do you think is going to happen to the stocks that are shorted, William?
They're going to turn into crypto?
That's exactly what's going to happen. They're going to turn into crypto. They're all going to go up. That's exactly what's going to happen. Good call, William. You're on the game now. And like I said, I can't imagine anybody. Listen, I worked on the street, and I knew when stocks were being, let's say, being watched or had some sort of, as they say, hair on them or anything attached to it. Hedge funds would tell their traders on the desk, you can't do anything with this name. You got to stay away from it. And they would not be allowed to trade those names. So you're telling me that in the world of today, people actually are trading or shorting DJT with the names I just told you surrounding it? And if you did it illegally, you have to be nuts. I'm just telling you for what I see and read. I don't talk to the president. I don't know Pam Bondi or Cash Patel, is that his name? I don't know these people. Cash Patel. I don't know them. But I do know what happens on Wall Street when there's a name that's being watched by whether the SEC, the FBI people knew, their compliance people, the prime brokers told them, stay away from those names. We don't want any orders in those names. And that's what happens. But for some reason, someone is still fucking around with DJT. And you know what? When Trump comes out and says, which I told you we're hearing, he's going to address stake and short selling, these stocks are going to explode. That's all I can, that's just what I hear. That's what I'm going to tell you. Nothing more.
So XRP went from 50 cents to 250. That's 5 times. Could DJT go up 5 times? I guess it could. It could go up to 150.
Well, could DJT go 5 times? Yes.
Yeah. But it doesn't have good fundamentals. I don't know. It's got Trump.
No, it's a short. It's a short. The company has terrible fundamentals. They started a business. It's no good. Everybody knows whatever their idea is, it's no good. They have no vision. It can never make any money. It's worthless. So go short it. What can I tell you?
One guy's telling you, Gerald's telling you, you should do a trading course.
Listen, a friend of mine said the same thing. I'm not here to charge people and make money. I'm not here to do that. I'm here to tell you about security fraud that has, basically taken the whole globe. Everyone around the world knows about this thing, and I've been fighting it for a long time. I know how to trade. I'm not here to be your trader. I don't want to do that. I've given you free information 100 different ways. Hopefully you picked up on it and it made you some money. You want to play momentum? Go buy XRP. Is it going up? I have no idea. Is it going down? I have no idea.
So how are we going to win with these bullshit stocks we're all stuck in? Stony Bones wants to know.
No, you're going to lose. So you might as well just sell them and go home.
Okay.
They're all bullshit stocks. That's why. They're all bullshit stocks. You should have did your homework before you got into buying a bullshit stock. That's why.
I got to buy the fundamentals.
You got to buy fundamentals. Go buy Apple. Go buy some NVIDIA. You can buy Costco. They sell cheese all day long. It's $900. Maybe Netflix. They're going to reshoot. They're going to show old Seinfeld episodes again. Maybe that'll make the stock go up. That's what makes it go up all the time, right?
Yeah.
Listen. Listen. We're trying to show you something that, if we're correct, which I believe we are, these stocks are going to have better returns than any stock you just described. Even though they're bullshit stocks, and we all know they're bullshit stocks. I just bought MLSS at $1. It's a bullshit company. And what was the girl's name? Stony? Is that a woman?
No, it's a guy.
Stony,
He's usually pretty good with his.
Oh no, I'm not saying that. They give epidurals to people that need a shot in their spine. It's a bullshit company. You can get it. You can go to the drugstore and get a shot in your spine, an epidural. Everyone gives them out. Go get an epidural. Just say, have your cousin get the needle. Get your cousin to give it to you, and the stock doesn't go anywhere. It's a bullshit company. I got it. But I want to invest in a bullshit company in case my kids and my daughters need an epidural. I can say, hey, I know the company for you. That's a bullshit company, but they give out a good shot. So that's what I chose to do. All right. So do you want to get off all the bullshit questions?
Yeah, there was a guy with 2 questions for you, and I'm having a hard time finding it.
So look, people, if I was a short seller, every stock is a bullshit stock. Every stock is a bullshit stock. Why would you even buy a stock? They're all bullshit. IBM, they got flaws. NVIDIA is in trouble with that other company because 10% of their earnings come up from it. It's a scam. Everything's a scam. The airlines, everything. So just go buy crypto and be happy. What can I tell you? That's all I can tell you. Every once in a while, one stock becomes a big stock. I don't know which one it's going to be. Is it AMC? I don't know anything about AMC, but I go to the movies, and the movies are always packed. How can it be such a bad business? I don't know. But it is. It's a bullshit company. Get rid of that. GameStop doesn't have a business, but it has $5 billion in cash. I don't know. Is the guy raising more money? I told you on Friday, I heard the rumor they were raising more money. Stock went down $3. Why is it going down? Because maybe the guy is raising money. I don't know. That's the stock market. Some go up, some go down. That's what goes on.
Well, somebody had questions for you. I just can't find them. So sorry, I looked. Let's go from what's now. Scroll from the bottom for my 2 questions. All right, let's see.
I wanted to tell you, William, this morning I bought 10,000 shares of GBUX. Okay?
Starbucks? No, G-Bucks.
Yes, I paid 75 cents. I bought 10,000 shares.
Of G bucks?
Now, all I
Okay.
know, and everybody can listen, that it's going to be it's going to be a big play in 2025, and it came from a guy that works at Goldman and says there's a big deal brewing with Amazon. What is it? I don't know. Amazon is another bullshit company. Could a big bullshit company like Amazon give this small bullshit company a deal? I don't know, but I'm going to take a shot on it. I paid 75 cents. I bought 10,000 shares. I'm just getting home from therapy now, so I have no idea what it's doing. I borrowed the money because I didn't sell MLSS, so I had to borrow some money to go buy the stock, and I'm sure the gentleman that helped me out, who lent me the money, my friend, is on the call, and he knows I did it, so that's what I did. And I'm going to sit there because the guy told me in 2025, it's going to be a big play. Big play, and I said the same thing. What do you mean a big play? Where's it going to go? Where's the high? What's the low? He thinks the stock is going to be north of $10 to $20 a share in 2025. What is it? I have no idea. Do your own homework. I told you what I bought, and I'm just going to sit back. Win, lose, or draw. That's where I just bought something. It's not a short squeeze. It's a fundamental play. That's what I was told, and that's why I'm there. MLSS, I bought it for fundamental news. The news came out. The stock hasn't moved. I believe it's going to work because I think epidurals are important, so I'm going to stick with it. I think whoever's playing around with the stock at $1 is being stupid, and the stock will, once it digs in, it'll take off. That's how I feel about it.
Once it has fundamentals, it'll be a good play. The second question Mike has is if the real shorts or naked shorts wanted to help themselves in finger, wouldn't they just buy a bunch of calls just in case the stock runs?
That's a great question. The only problem with that is who's going to sell it to them?
And one thing that happens when you buy calls, if the premium gets out of whack, people come buy the stock and sell the calls, and then that'll become a self-fulfilling loop they don't want to start.
So someone has to sell you the call when you buy it, right?
Yeah.
The only people selling the calls are the short sellers. There's no one else here doing it. No one else is a market maker. Unless these dual market makers you have on the phone.
They are. They're all market makers. He also asks, do the prime brokers have to cover if the clients walk away?
No, they leave the trades open forever. And that's why we should all go to the Cayman Islands and do the same thing. It's free money. You can go to the Cayman Islands, sell as many shares as you want. If someone comes looking for the shares, you just say, I'm broke, I'm walking away. That's how it works.
The symbol is G bucks. GBUX, like Starbucks, only with the G. G bucks.
Do your homework on it.
G bucks.
I'm taking the word of a guy that comes out of Goldman Sachs. That's all I know.
So, did you take your profit in MLSS?
No, I'm upside down again. I paid 101. What profit? What's the 105? It went straight down.
Well, you're risk turning a profitable trade into a loser.
I did it. I did that, and I'm listening.
You had 3 cents.
Excuse me?
You had 3 cents profit.
I just couldn't move fast enough. I was like, oh my God, I got to take this profit at 3 cents.
There's somebody, Austin, Jackie, I'm not going to read that one out. Do you know the stock HAO? It's China Cash.
No.
All right. Austin feels belittled by me and you when ZJYL crashed. What do you think of ZJYL?
My opinion of ZJYL was the stock was $300. What's the gentleman's name you said?
Austin.
The stock was $300. Okay. And if you remember, we all said to people, just buy 2 shares, 3 shares, nothing crazy, right? We never said to
I think I bought 8 or 6.
Yes, most of my friends own like things like that. Well, the company did a forward split. they did not have enough shareholders. So they had to do a forward split. So they did a 20-for-1 forward split. So if William had 8 shares, now he has what? 20 times 8, right?
Yeah.
And you have what, 160 shares now?
Something like that.
So the price goes down and your position that you own goes up. All right? The stock hardly traded. The investors from China that owned all the stock before when it was 300 didn't sell it then. All they did was get 20 times more shares. Do you think they sold it all the way down? I don't believe they did. To me, I think they are holding on to it. And I think at some point, this thing is going to turn and it's going to be a monster. What day is that? I do not know. I just spoke to a friend of mine today who bought it at $6. And I advised him to stay put.
And the thing is, you never know. They don't ring a bell. It's like XRP. It was going sideways forever. And all of a sudden it wakes up, as one guy called it. It could happen here. But these are risky stocks. These aren't guaranteed. I mean, there's nothing guaranteed. But maybe I'll go buy 60 more shares. Let's see, what else? What's the minimum you would trade finger for with the warrant?
Say that again?
What's the minimum you would trade finger without the warrant? I'm not sure what that question is meant to ask.
When do you think? When do I want to sell?
Yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe that's it. Because he's saying he'll do it at $20, maybe.
Listen. Everyone has. The one thing I will tell you, and I always say, is protect yourself and your family. So, right now, I don't need dental work. I'm okay right now. I'm not in a panic.
Have you looked at yourself lately?
I have no debts in the family that I have to pay for funeral costs. I don't have any kids going to college. So I don't have that. So if you have something that you want to do in your life and you need to sell, I would advise you to always make that sale and go enjoy your life. All right? There's many stocks in the world, and that's what happens. I can't stop it. I don't think we can get better information than we have right now. And everyone on this phone call knows that Donald Trump is the president. He takes office January 20th. Everyone knows Donald Trump just appointed Pam Bondi as the Attorney General of the United States. Everyone knows that Kash Patel is going to be the head of the FBI, and he's a board of director of DJT. Everyone knows Devin Nunes is from the Intel Committee when he was in Congress, and he basically screamed that they want investigations into DJT stock on naked short selling. You don't have to ask me, just Google it, and you can see it. Devin Nunes, Truth Social, naked short selling. You don't have to read the stories. Read the 20 headlines that you see there. They called the NASDAQ. They're both stories everywhere. That tells me the shit's going to hit the fan. That's my opinion. And it's based on the information from the most powerful people in the United States. The head of the FBI, the Attorney General, the President of the United States, and Devin Nunes. That's pretty good. Finger Motion is not in that group. They don't have anybody in that power. But if they're going to fix DJT, they got to fix Finger Motion. That's what I'm basing that on. And Finger Motion, just to show you, is not waiting for anybody else to help them out, is doing a special dividend to help themselves out. They're not sitting here waiting to say, I wonder if Pam Bondi's going to do something. They've been in the works. I put up the video. The CEO tells you mid-December, they should get the audit complete and move forward with the dividend. That's the company trying to do it themselves. So all the information is here. And the rewards, if we're right, it will be life-changing for you.
You don't have to.
And it will be life-changing for Jeff Easton and his friends because they're going to jail. And DJT hit a low at 31.08 today, and now it's 32.26.
Steve wants to pool his MLS with yours so you can trade the position and he'll split the profits. He has a lower cost basis than you do. You don't need to do that, Steve. He'll tell you when he sells. He'll tell you when he sells. I think MLSS. I think you said it might go to 3.
Well, listen, I think the company has the fundamental news. It's a bullshit stock, just like everyone thinks. But I think they have some bullshit news that is pretty good on the epidural front. I know you can get an epidural. You can get it with your Domino's pizza. You get a free epidural, whatever it may be. But an epidural seems to be a medical treatment that people need to when they have babies for pain management through the spine. Short sellers don't care about that. No one cares about that. So that's why I'm there. No other reason. The news came out. The company, it's real. When I bought it, I didn't know the news was coming out. I heard about the news, but I didn't know it was coming out. Well, the news came out, and people were selling into it. Who's selling into that news? I don't know. If the news comes out and people say, the shorts always put out a story. Oh, the news came out, people took profits and sold into the news. The stock was $1. What profits? Who's making profit in it? That's the story that the newspapers always put out. Oh, the stock went down because the investors took profits, which is all bullshit. That's the shorts attacking it using that line. You guys got to learn how the press manipulates you. You can sit there and say, how does this fucking guy know about that? Well, you know what, something? I have a good idea about the press. I know how they work. I know about the press better than I know about trading stocks. How about that one?
So, Austin, you hold me responsible for your loss in GTII. When you make money in a trade, are you going to split it with me?
Austin, I don't remember us calling you up and telling you hurry up and go buy stock. I told you to buy DJT at 12 and 15 or 17 and 20 and $22. It went to 57. Did you make any money there? If you go back in time, I told people to buy Bed Bath & Beyond at $3. It went to 33. If you come back, if you were with me for a long time in 2020, I told everyone to buy GameStop at $3.75. I didn't tell it. I was screaming to buy it, telling people to buy it. You must have heard that, Austin.
No. That one, it was his idea. He made money on that himself. This guy is parody. I think spell check got in the way here, but do you think the warrants on Finger will trade at parity to?
Oh, parity. No, yeah. I think with parity, I think it's the option, the warrant is an option that expires in 2 years. So if you look at what is the $40 call for a DJT for next Friday, maybe one of your people could tell us. What's the DJT December, 15 or 13 call for next week? What's it worth? The 40. That's 2 weeks. What's it worth? The 40. The December 13. I think it's the 13th, next Friday. Give me the price on that. Then I can answer the question about the warrant. No one? Anyone have an option chain?
No, just hang on.
Well, I'll take a guess at it. Let's make believe it's 50 cents. I'm just going to say 50 cents. I think it'd be a little higher, but let's say 50 cents. So you got 8 or 7 trading days, and you're paying 50 cents for it. And you're going to be, what, $8 away? and you're paying 50 cents. Let's say finger motions warrant is $3 and it's 50 cents. You got 2 years for the stock to go past $3. 2 years. Would it trade at parity, or would it trade for more premium in it? I think that would make those warrant. I think a warrant with the stock at 3 with 3 years to go could be $1 to $1.50. Because anything can happen in 2 years, right? And it's a great way to play the stock without having to own the stock. So if the shorts want to offer them and they can short more of them, they can short it down, they're just digging a bigger hole.
There you go. Sorry, I stepped away. I watered my dog and other things.
I was asking about the price of the DJT 40 calls for not this Friday, but the next Friday.
I guess I can look up on Yahoo for that. My service doesn't let me look very far. So let me look on Yahoo for DJT options. Just give it a second. Okay, here we go. So you paid 72 cents or 75 cents?
75 on the opening.
You're already losing money.
Although I'll probably call up Boston and blame him for it.
Yeah. Whoever gave you that idea, blame
Austin.
them. It was Austin.
It was Austin.
All right, DJT. Options, where is it? There they are. Okay, so which ones do you want to know?
The 40s, not for this Friday, for the Friday after this, 2 weeks.
December 13th.
What's this Friday's?
The 6th. Well, I already switched it. Let me just, I can go back, but
Don't make me pick any one of them. Doesn't make a difference.
I'm trying to see. Are these calls? Oh, God. All right, here's the strikes. I'll go down to the 40s. The 40s are for next week 66 cents.
So you're paying 66 cents. That means you're paying $40.66 for an option that expires in 2 weeks. Right?
Yeah.
You can have finger motion warrants, which is basically an option to buy and convert it to stock. You should have 2 years on it before it expires. 2 years. It's got to be worth north 66 cents, right? That's only 8 days.
Yeah.
It's worth 66 cents. And you're $9 away. So that should give you an idea what the premium should be for something that's 2 years before they expire. And I doubt it's going to be $8 away. Or $9 away. It's $8.32 right now. You got $8 to go. I told you at 35, I think DJT really starts to rock and roll.
Everything's down today, isn't it? DJT's 32. That's probably worth buying calls on, just like you said.
Well, I didn't say it's worth buying the calls. I believe listen, I gave you the lineup of who's involved in that stock. Either everyone these names I just gave you are all brain dead, right? Or they align themselves with the worst person in the world, or they're all smart people and they're going to hang whoever it is that's playing the games. You make your own decision on that. I think that those people are smart and they're going to roast the people that are playing the games with that company. And I'm sure Donald Trump's friends, whoever they are, will help get him into office, who are buying and supporting his stock, are going to want to see some sort of action to get that stock going. And I think everything's in place to make that happen. Martin Chen is not in the Trump administration, so that's why, nor is the guy from MULN or GNS or TELO or any stock you want to talk about. So all the stocks that are naked shorted are all sitting here doing one thing, cheering on Donald Trump and his new cast of characters to help expose this problem. And I don't think the new head of the SEC is going to come out. You can't possibly cheer on crypto much more than they have already. We're going to be crypto friendly. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. That doesn't mean crypto is going to get a free pass on fraud. So, you know, who knows what these coins are? I don't know what they are, but just be careful. I don't know what they are. There's always bad actors in everything.
XRP just won its lawsuit against the SEC. I'll have to look that up.
Where is it now? $6? Where is it?
No, it's 270, 280, but that's something with the future.
Well, that's going to be big news. They won their lawsuit against the SEC. What did they win?
Hey.
Or is it like the Woody Allen movie when Woody Allen was in the Russian army fighting the French? And they said to him, if we kill more French than they kill Russians, we win. The French kill more Russians than we kill French, they win.
He's a funny guy.
Listen, I'm not here to play games. You know what it's about. And you know what? For the people that want to throw shit against the wall and complain, call the SEC up. And all I ask you to do is say, hey, these guys are talking about GTII. Is there a naked short in this stock? Because if there isn't, I want to sue the shit out of them. When you get that answer, get back to me. Because we have the proof from the SEC that there is a short in the stock. And you say, well, why didn't they buy it in? Well, that's not our job to do that. It's not my job. It's the SEC's job. That's your government. It's funny how XRP won a lawsuit against the SEC. It's a great thing. GTI got a lawsuit. They don't have a lawsuit, but they're fighting with Alpine, and they can't beat Alpine, a company that's out of business and that's a fraud.
So who's selling the 7,000 January calls in Finger?
Who's selling 7,000 January calls in Finger? January what calls?
550s and upwards. There are 7,000 January options on offer from $5.50 and upwards. Who's offering them?
Well, it's not my mother. She's dead, so I couldn't tell you. Well, you're saying at $5.50. That's great. So the stock is $2. So when it gets to $5.50, give me a heads up. Why would you buy any option north of $5.50? The stock is $2. Did you forget the 3s, the 3.5s, the 4s, the 450s? You don't have to buy the 7,000 options. And let me ask you this question. 7,000 options, collectively, what are they worth? 20 cents? The stock's $5 away. $4 away, whatever it is. There can't be a lot of premium in those calls, right? if you own the stock, why don't you go sell them in front of them?
Yeah,
Take the
that'd be
premium in.
selling calls is a great way to bring in money. Well, it's 2:31. DJT's up. T-Lo's up a little bit. Everything else seems to be.
Yeah, listen, T-Lo's a bullshit company. They want to extend
Everything's
your
bullshit.
life of pet.
Everything's.
They want to extend the life of a person. It's a bullshit company.
Everything is. XRP price goes parabolic after whales buying spree, and a fourth firm filing for a spot XRP ETF. Guys, it's the best idea out there. You should be piling in. I'm not
I
gonna.
want to go pilot to it.
I'm not gonna argue
You
against it.
tell me about it because I really don't care about it. But good luck if you want to get in.
No, you've
tell me about it.
convinced me. XRP daily volume is 61 billion. It's not retail. So anyway, XRP's going up. XRP, only thing from now on, that's the only thing we'll talk about is XRP. It's going to go to.
Talk about XRP.
I wish I could get a long-term chart. Maybe I can find it on Market Watch.
Well, if you followed me for a couple of years, I met with Mr. Hogan, who was fighting that case, him and his wife. He did a story on naked short selling a long time ago. He's out of Orlando. He's an attorney, great guy. And we talked about XRP maybe 3 years ago. Now, wouldn't it have been nice if you got into it and it was 40 cents or 50 cents, whatever it was, right? I can't remember how low it went.
Dogecoin falls. No, I ascribe to the best time to buy things are when they're going up. And it might be true. I don't know. I can't win here. I don't know anything about XRP. $61 billion a day trading. It's got to be a great idea.
So let's talk about XRP.
Immense potential. Ripple braced for XRP spot ETF to rival Bitcoin and Ethereum. Ripple linked XRP soars to third largest token after Trump win. XRP flips Solana, topping $2 for the first time since 2018. Ripple CEO issues new statement as XRP starts approaching $3. XRP is now the fourth largest cryptocurrency. Here's why XRP price surged and 3 reasons it may crash soon. No, let's not look at the crashing. XRP outruns entire crypto market in explosive rally near all-time highs as Winston Tree gears up for new ETF. XRP price bull run stirs interest in overlooked rival. Wisdom Tree files S1 for XRP ETF. Man.
I just went out and bought XRP, William. I couldn't take it anymore.
Yeah, I hope you bought a lot.
Listen, people, again, William, listen, thank you for having me on. I appreciate it. I gave you my opinions on stocks. I don't care about XRP. You guys own it. You guys can talk about it all day long. I don't care. I don't care about Apple. I don't care about IBM. I don't care about Berkshire Hathaway. I don't care about Warren Buffett. I care about putting Jeff Easton in jail, having him cover finger motion, have it take it to the moon, and make life-changing money. Other than that, I don't care. I don't own DJT, but I'm cheering them on, and I think that we have the right people in place to make that happen. And I'm cheering them on for it, for Pam Bondi and Cash Patel and Devin Nunes and Donald Trump. They're all going to make a fortune from it. And if you don't think they're going to force stock settlement, then go buy XRP. And what can I tell you? If you think they're going to force stock settlement, then you go find whatever you want to do. I don't want to waste my time and your time. And I really don't care what your opinion is about what I say or what I do, because I know I'm right. Everyone knows that there's a problem with making short selling, and I'm going to stick to my guns on that.
Are the shorts interested in options if they are in trouble?
Someone needs to sell it to them. They can't cover. Someone has to sell the options. There's what? 200 people here, 300 people. Not one person selling calls. Nobody's selling them. What are they going to do?
Bill Miko says these two knock XRP because they don't understand it and didn't recommend it. I don't understand it fully, and I didn't recommend it. But I do know when stocks go straight up, there's often a correction. That's all I said. And now I'm in deep hot water.
That guy's wrong. I recommended it. I told my cousin to buy it at 50 cents. It was wrong. I didn't tell him. I didn't tell you guys to buy it. I told my cousin to buy it because that's a crypto coin and it's not a stock. That's why I didn't tell you guys. And if you go back and look, who is reporting on Bitcoin at 12,000, 13,000? Yours truly, Dumbo. My friends are the biggest crypto players in the world. And if you go back and look at GTII, remember they were going to give a Shibu Inu, whatever the fuck that coin is, they were going to give it out as a dividend? Go back and read the news, my friend. We were way ahead of the curve. The SEC blocked us on it. Go back and look at the news. Go back and look. But that's okay. You guys want to throw stones? Wait, I don't even know why you're talking to these people. Just hang up.
Why did I wait this long to talk about XRP?
Because we didn't want you to buy it. We wanted to buy every billion shares that are trading. William, I'm done. Listen.
All right. See you later. See you later.
You guys are in the wrong place. Go to the XRP, wherever it is. Yeah. Listen, I wish you the best of luck. What do you want me to say? I'm not being nasty. I just don't give a shit about it. I'm going to tell you. Yeah. So go over there and go talk about XRP. Knock yourself out. William, I'm done. Please, I have no interest in doing this anymore. Thank you.
All right. Bye.
Call ended.
I'm almost in agreement with him. Yeah, I don't know what to talk about. We can talk about XRP. XRP's the one that's winning, so let's talk about that. Why don't you guys tell me what you want me to talk about with XRP? I do agree that Lou recommended a long time ago. If you don't notice the parallel, that Lou was recommending XRP and it actually went down and it stayed down and it took a long time for it to come up. And, you know, that's what happens. Lou wasn't chasing a story. He was asking you to build a position. I agree. I don't. This is interesting. I admit to you, can I say it again? I bought books on this crap. I subscribed to a service for almost 3 years. I haven't studied any of it. I can't tell you which coin to buy right now because I don't have any basis to do so. I do know that what I said just now did occur. A lot of coins ran up and a lot of coins became nearly worthless. My contention is they'll do that again. They'll get you all into everything, the newest thing. To me, XRP and I think the other one was Luna. These were the two that made the most sense to me. There was a third one, and I can't remember what it was. That all made sense to me. But I don't have enough money to be in everything. If you guys want to chase XRP because it's finally breaking out and it's on its way to 60,000, that might be the thing to do. That might be the thing to do. Look, I just reading something on silver, but no one wants to invest in silver because it's not moving, so you don't invest in it. It's just crap. You've got it. My eyesight is so bad. The silver market is minuscule, barely 1/8 the size of gold. In 2020, total global silver mine production was worth $16 billion. There are companies who could buy all of the world's silver with their cash on hand. Compared to currency supply, silver is hardly noticeable. In 2020, the US currency supply increased by 3.9 trillion. That's nearly 250 times more currency produced than silver in 1 year. When the almost everything bubble pops, there will be a rush for shelter. Gold and silver have always been the ultimate safe haven, and this time will be no different. They will be both in demand, but silver is the real bargain. When the general public finally awakens from its coma and comes charging in, the public will correctly reason that $50 silver can more easily double, triple, or quadruple than can $2,500 gold. Larger investors may gobble up the available gold, but the masses of smaller investors will more than likely turn to silver for a piece of the action. The desire for security will trickle down, then flood the wealth scale. I expect that the middle class worldwide, and that's Mike Mahoney, the biggest segment of the population, will crowd into silver. Compared to other assets, silver is a tiny, minuscule, infinitesimally small market, and the silver market cannot absorb currency inflow without the price going to the moon. Silver supply peaked in 2016 and is now facing a historic challenge. We are basically running out of silver. According to a 2021 article on Seeking Alpha, the 2021 United States Geologic Survey report shows that silver production and silver reserves have peaked. Total silver reserves declined 14%. When we extrapolate the charts, we can estimate that silver deposits will be depleted in about 20 years, at least at these prices. It always goes up, if not sooner, as the average life of a silver mine is currently 10 years. So now Mike is continuing to write. 20 years may be overly pessimistic, but I've seen other solid estimates which state that within 25 years, we will be out of mineable silver, at least at these prices. As silver runs out, the price must rise significantly to make mining low-grade deposits profitable. Otherwise, there is no electronics industry, and that means no XRP, no modern life. Silver is necessary for XRP. I said that. Silver is necessary, indispensable, and we must have it at any price. While there are any number of gold mines in the world, that is not the case with silver. Only 1/3 of the silver produced yearly comes from dedicated silver mines. The vast majority is actually a byproduct from other mining. Where might silver go? In 1980, that's when the hunts were around, the price of silver shot up from $1.29 to an intraday high of $52.50. Since then, it made one more run at $50, topping at $48.70 in 2011. But it's never surpassed $52.50. That's since 1980. I would argue, that's Mike Mahoney, would argue that silver is the most undervalued asset in the world today, except for XRP. Except for XRP. Can you think of anything else that is selling for less than it did in 1980? I think mood rings. Mood rings are probably selling for less than they did in 1980. Silver was definitely in a bubble in January of 1980. But because of the coming economic storm, both gold and silver are destined for bubbles far greater this time around. So for fun, let's compute what the silver price would be if it were to go to into the same type of bubble relative to the growth in currency and other assets since 1980. The numbers below show where silver would be relative to its 1980 peak, with the price derived simply by multiplying the 1980 $52.50 high by the percentage rise in other markets since 1980. So if you adjusted the consumer price index since 1980, silver today would be trading for $200 an ounce. If you adjusted silver for the move in the median home price, silver would be trading for $468 an ounce. If you adjusted silver for the movement in the Wilshire 5,000 stock index since 1980, silver would be trading at $2,178. If you measured silver versus the increase in price as an inverse to the yield of the 10-year treasury bonds since the 1980s, silver would be trading at $1,059 an ounce. If you adjusted silver as compared to the growth in U.S. gross domestic product since 1980, silver would be trading at $468 an ounce. If you allowed for the increase in currency in circulation since 1980, silver would be trading for $971 an ounce. If you did the same thing for M2, which is money in a measure of money in circulation, it would be $781. If you adjusted it for instantly available currency, which would include money market funds, which is probably where money will be coming from to go into precious metals, otherwise known as the MZM, and that growth since 1980, silver would be trading for $1,250 an ounce. So the average of all those numbers, silver should or could be trading at $921 an ounce. Obviously, correlations like these are never perfect. And the estimates range from $200 an ounce to $2,178 an ounce. Has there ever been an investment opportunity in all of human history like XRP? You can get in now after it's gone up 500%. It's definitely in joining in highs. All right, let's read what Mike Mahoney writes. Has there ever been an investment opportunity in all of human history with as much potential upside as silver? Yeah, XRP. At a time when the governments of every country on earth are trashing their currencies into the ground, a window exists for us to swap their lying, depreciating currency for real money. Yeah, but don't forget about XRP. Real money with a track record. Of wealth preservation measured in the thousands of years. Real money that is facing a supply-demand disaster thanks to generations of disrespect. Real money that has been manipulated down in price. Real money being silver. How does that go in that movie? Money being manna. Or is it manna being money? Real money that offers a financial education in itself. One day, the great gold and silver rush will come to an end. You will look back at the protection you sought and realize it provided great gains as well. Somebody is getting ready for something big. But while we get distracted by XRP, others are buying silver and gold. I rely on the gold-silver ratio to tell me what to do. and I dutifully obey. What is the gold to silver ratio? It is simply how many ounces of silver it takes to buy 1 ounce of gold. It's easy to calculate. Just take the price of an ounce of gold and divide it by the price of an ounce of silver. So if gold is trading at $2,000 an ounce and silver is trading at $25 an ounce, then the gold-silver ratio is 80. When the gold-silver ratio is under 50, it suggests gold is undervalued compared to silver. So I buy only gold. When the ratio is between 50 and 60, I spend 75% on gold and 25% on silver. When it's 60 to 70, I split my cash 50-50. When it's over 80, I buy only silver. When will it happen? How come we have to wait so long? Buy metal, not paper, not digits, not liabilities. Unaffordable and unobtainable. So fly like an eagle. Gold and silver eagles are known as sovereign coins, produced by a government mint. They come with guarantees. U.S. eagles, for example, have a guarantee of content and purity. And they come with counterfeiting protections from the federal government and the Secret Service. Sovereign coins have many advantages. They are the most recognized and accepted form of silver in the world. Their metal content is guaranteed by the government who minted them. They are legal tender, and as such, customs is supposed to respect their face value when crossing borders, although this is not a guarantee. In the United States, when a dealer buys U.S. legal tender coins back from you, the dealer is not required to report the transaction. But you must report the capital gain. Good boy. I miss you, boy. I miss you. Well, that's a long chapter, but he has a chapter on the everything bubble, but it's too long to go into. It won't. I'll do that another time. What is the stock Hambach? It's G as in God, B as in boy, U as in uncle, X as in xylophone. G-Bucks. Buy low, sell high. Lou said to buy XRP at pennies. He was right. He's amazing. He is amazing. Lou saw the future. He did a good job on it. He did a good job on it. I miss Zeppelin. I like Zeppelin. I wanted a woman, never bargained for you. Sarcasm. Most of the board doesn't care about XRP. Well, sorry for the sarcasm. Why are you so sarcastic? I like to listen to you when you're not being an ass. No, that's not very often. I'm pretty much an ass. The market will go to a style. I think so. I think the market is, I don't think it has anything to do with Trump, by the way. I just think the market's going to go, and it is going. Show us the chart on Nix. Okay, I'll see if I can find one. All right, this is, let me see if you can see it first. Yeah, you can. Okay. A lot of advertisements. All right, here's Nixie. This isn't so good. The 20-day moving average is moving under the 50-day. That's not particularly good, but I don't know how to draw this. I think I would draw it like this. That would be one way I'd look at it. But you could also draw it like this. Would be more conservative. So it needs to break up above, I don't know, 270 to break out. Let's go to the 5-year. This area here, well, let me annotate. This area here, all in here, to me is kind of a gap. And in fact, back here you can see a gap. So it'd be interesting if that were filled. It would go almost to 190. But that's not what I think is going to happen. I think this day here, the stock had 52 million shares in volume. And during the trading day, it went to $8. The week before, it went to 550. So to me, it's showing you that it wants to break out. Somewhere here is the range. I mean, you can draw it a whole lot of different ways, but the stock is right in support. So the risk, I think, is relatively low. The first target, obviously, is where it traded up, $5.50. $8 would be the next, but I think a clear target is right in here at $20. And you could argue this here is a place, but let's not focus on that. The low end here is just over $30. To me, this is a little bit of a gap too. This low end here, just over $40. Right in here, this is the top of this, is $80. Those would be my targets if it breaks out. So your reward could be enormous. It could go to $80. But certainly 20, 30, 40, I think is achievable if it breaks out. And your risk is maybe down to the 200-day moving average at 207. Maybe. I don't see it. I mean, it's gone below this support before, and it hit that level twice recently. Here and here. So that's kind of your risk, but the reward is so high. That's why I like that story. That's why I like Nixie. Silver high was caused by the Hunt brothers. Well, that's what we've been told. How do you explain the 2011 high? The Hunts were dead. Yeah, the stock market could crash, particularly if the bond market has pressure. But in my opinion, the stock market is continuing to climb a wall of worry. And I put out there, and I've done it at different points, but I actually wrote it down this time. In October, I think the S&P is going to 8,000, NASDAQ to 25,000, Dow to 60,000, Russell to 4,000. If it gets partway there, I think that's a win. Now, that'll be it. Once it achieves that, I think the stock market could correct as much as 95%. I think the stock market is going to wipe out people's assets. There's going to be a correction that scares people completely. That's my, and I follow different people and I'm putting different ideas together. And I'm going more extreme than one guy who's I think very good. But that's what I think will happen. I don't think it's about to crash, though. My XRP is up 400% today. My stock portfolio is down 90%. Why can't XRP enjoy the win? I agree. I think it's a great trade. Just to show you this chart, though, All I said that got me in hot water was be careful. That's basically what I said. But let's look at it. And then I got in a back and forth, no question. I got in a back and forth. Let me see. Yeah, 5 years. So let's annotate it. This is the XRP to the dollar. Pretty clear support in here, give or take. You might put it up a little bit. That's the support. And Lou was right all along. And Lou was right out of the gate. You didn't have to wait. Didn't have to accumulate. He was just right. And that's, I think he was recommending it here. It went up. Here it went up. Here it went up, up. I don't remember when he died. This is a terrible, sorry, that's not a parallel line. Sorry about that. You'll have to just adjust it. But it clearly has broken out. And this is a great move. Great move. All I said, and I stand by, is it's very rare that something goes up straight up like this without a correction. That's all I said. I also said it could go further. It could go to $5, $10 before it corrects. But these vertical moves, in my experience, have always corrected. That's all that got this started. All that started. I don't know enough about it to tell you more than that. I think XRP has a great idea, a great concept. And I've said it before, I think Lou was right in his recommendation of it. Why don't I talk about McDonald's and Home Depot? At least they don't go out of business. That's the 5 year. It's definitely in support here. In the 1 year on McDonald's, this wouldn't have been much fun if you bought McDonald's in October. You'd be down 10%, 20, I don't know about 20, 15% of your money right now. Well, 315, you'd be down 10% in your account, wondering, is it going to go lower? And I would say that McDonald's is definitely going lower. From this chart, you got a gap here, but that's McDonald's. I talked about it. Home Depot. Looks like it's breaking out. That's got to be a great buy. Obviously, everyone can make money in it at 427. We've had a bull market in real estate for a long time, and Home Depot has had a heck of a run from a low in the 140 range to 427. This would be, if you so choose, I guess that's something you could put in your portfolio. To me, the risk is it goes back down to 100, 180. And what can it do to the upside? Maybe double. So risk reward, you might like that. You might like that one. Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know he ran in front of it. I didn't know that, but I did. I did know he recommended it, and tomorrow or the next day, I'll bring up the crypto books I read about, and I don't know. I hope you guys make a ton of money. I'm up tens of thousands in crypto, down tens in the crooked market. Yeah, crypto might be the way to go. Totally, particularly if you know which ones to buy, Joey. Yeah, I know them all. I know them all. Lou pumped stuff, but Lou made money for people, I think. I think he made money for people. And he educated people. What do I think about PNPN? I don't know. I don't know anything about that. No one cares about gold and silver. They've gone down anyway. That's really weird, Austin. I would have thought that you make your money spreading fear and uncertainty in stocks that you've shorted with your buddies, but you just don't want anybody to make money. It's a funny way you are. Who gives a flip about silver? All right, you guys can go watch Lion of All Trades. Yeah, I think Lou was a good guy. I don't know. All right, so what time is it? 3:19. I feel like this is the most useless call I've ever had. I don't know what to say about it. I can't think of a place to find recommendations on this crypto. So I'll try to find something that I can read about it next time. I just can't, in my head, think of a source that would be useful. I can't think of one. Thank you, Steve. I don't know. I don't know if I give much. I think I'm just going to end it. I think this was a completely non-productive call, and it's my fault. Silver will move. XRP will be Japan's banking system. Wow. I'm not saying you're wrong. I just have to educate myself more on XRP. All right. Don't forget NIXX. It's another it's another stock without fundamentals, and you better buy Home Depot. Nixie, NIXX, best year-end trade, risk reward, best trade. I think first stop 5, then 8, then 20, and who knows? Maybe it goes to 30 or 40 or one of those high numbers, and then it comes back down into the teens. That's what I would think. I just showed you the news on it that they want to build $1 billion company holding 5 XR. That's great, Joey. I think for people that have bought it, built a position, I think that's great. I'm just not sure I would chase it until it pulls back. But that might be bad advice because it might be in the middle of a revaluation. I just don't know. I don't have enough knowledge of XRP and where it should be or not be. And that's the problem. And it makes me hesitate when something's moving to hop into it just because it's going up. That's when you usually lose money. 1,000, yay. 254. Let's see where that 1,000 goes in 3 weeks. 3 weeks is Christmas. So I'll assume Christmas to Elvis Presley's birthday, nothing will be happening. And then, so let's say by Martin Luther King's birthday, maybe we'll see what happens. All right, I'm going to sign out because I feel like I've totally wasted everybody's time. So peace, love, and happiness. Stay warm. And whatever you do, make sure it's what you want to do. As long as it's morally correct.